We are live. So good morning, everyone. We are welcome. We are here to welcome you back on Corporate Gupshup, brought to you by Corporate Club LNCT, the space where we sit down with people who've actually walked the road you have walked about and get real, unfiltered version of how it happened.
Today's session is a little different. Our guest hasn't just landed one good opportunity, he has collected an entire trail of them: cloud, DevOps, AI, and even Salesforce across companies in India and abroad. Before landing a full time role at one of the biggest names in enterprises tech.
So it gives us immense pleasure to welcome Sir Chayan Deokar Bhaiya, a proud LNCT analyst from class of 2024, currently working as an OpenShift engineer at RedHat. He's also a professional speaker, an AI engineer, a 3x Red Hat certified professional, a certified solution architect, and a Smart India Hackathon finalist. This list goes long, man. Welcome, Chayan Bhaiya. We are thrilled to have you.
Thank you all. Thanks, Ritika.
So, Bhaiya, before we jump into all the questions, how are you doing? And how's life been since you moved for Red Hat?
So I'm just going good, and it's pretty good now. Like being a dream company, just feeling sometimes overwhelmed. Like once you have dreamed from your college life, and now you're just sitting and you're just working. So it just feel very happy and very relaxful for that part.
Yeah, that's great to hear. All right, let's jump to the session. So the first thing we should talk about the journey so far. But yeah, before we get into Red Hat, let's rewind something. Okay, your journey has internships at Priest, Lambda Vision, Blue Planet, and even PwC India across cloud, DevOps, and Salesforce. Take us back. Where did it all started? Like way back in your college.
Sure. So basically, when I started my career as a journey, like in the cloud, so it was a time of COVID. So at that time, we used to get a lot of opportunities. Like it started with the machine learning, it started with the web, started with the like different cloud platforms, even different app web. So apart from this, while learning this particular tools and technologies, I got to know like cloud is for me because I love doing some kind of automation, some kind of deployment. If everything is created, so we can how the things can go far, how the things can make implemented. So apart from this, I get into the Lambda Visions. I got some kind of internships. Like we have different platforms. Started applying those particular things. Then I become GDSC lead for the DevOps and cloud from the college, and I started taking the sessions. I started making the things how generally cloud work. From there I got more interest. Okay, now this makes more sense how the students have been working, how students are just learning. So getting more deeper and deeper learning, working the cool like yes, been working like industries like Blue Planet Info Solutions, Dan, some kind Reach, Lambda Vision. So they got to know me more visions, like how cloud is booming in the market, how it is going to boom after the COVID. Like every company needs the automation, every company needs the deployment, every company needs to expand their server. How we can do this can be happen with the use of cloud. So apart from this, day by day, like year by year, I just got more, getting more, taking the sessions, representing our college from the cloud, like the boss part, having multiple clubs, then representing GDSC's part, then we have
Hmm.
architectural game. So making all those particular things.
Okay.
So, was there a plan behind trying out so many different roles early on, or did one opportunity simply lead to the another one?
No, like there was a plan. Like I have my key role models also who used to guide me out for this particular part. Like I have my big brother, like I have my mentor who used to guide me, and we used to expand every technologies, because this is a time where the college you can expand multiple roles, multiple tools, multiple technologies. Like web, you can just work create some multiple websites, and working with the machine learning models like that. Right, we have COVID, so how we can just scan our there were COVID part then. So being having a mentor, being having your big brother as a supporter, so he used to guide me out what's the best in the industry, what is going to work. So it's a very happenings, like it's a very like harmful if you have some mentor in your life who guides out to the best to the coming future.
Like wonderful. So we came to know that you have done a number of internships. So is there any one that changed the way you thought about your career?
Sure, like it was Linux World. Like from Linux World, I got to know about my mentor. It was Mr. Vimas who used to guide us out each and every technology, how we can integrate. Like we have full stack development with cloud technologies, we have machine learning, we have MLOps. So when I met with that particular person has a very big vision, and he gave us that vision how we can just implement, how we can just build up. And when I just done with this all particular, I used to kind of corner, like I was not a person who was good in industries, who was good in studies. But now, while being working, while getting as a mentor, like, I'm like, oh wow, I have done something cool, like working in a as a implementing with the project success part, getting appreciation for the Reddit for getting certified. So this makes me more cool.
Okay. So the journey before that, like you have learned a lot in the internships, but where did the road start? Like this is probably the question every student in the room wants answered. How did you actually land these internships? Board applications, LinkedIn, campus placement. Like what were the scope landing these internships?
Okay, so for this particular for internship, the most matter is about projects. The you should be very good with the projects, like how you can, what kind of projects you make, what kind of integration projects you make, and the second matter is the resume. Like you have to build up your resume, showcase your skills in such a way that the company should be like, I want this person at any cost. Okay, different platforms. Like I'm not saying I'm just applied for the 10 and I just got a call. You have to apply something around 300 to 400 internships or some kind of job. Apart from that, you get some kind of 50 60 calls. From that 50 60 calls, you get some kind of 20 30 shortlisting, then some put on hold, some put on shortlisting, then interviews happen. So from that, you got some kind of 5 to 6 options. I'm saying you have to be consistent,
Okay.
like in a one day you just apply it and leave it. No, you have to apply on daily basis. You have to be consistent from 2 to 3 months, different portals, doing cold emails, then making your skills matter. Because nowadays, like if you're working industry, the matter is skills, how you can just showcase yourself, how you can be the best person for that company. You have to showcase, like I'm only the person who is going to get your company into a upskill increasing parameter. So resume, make your resume, make the projects in such a way, like integrating projects, so it should impress company. Oh, you have done a lot of work, you have done a lot of researches, all this matters.
Okay.
Okay. So a lot of students assume certifications alone open doors. You hold three Red Hat certifications, a GCP solution architect certification, and an Azure certification. How much did these all actually matter compared to your projects and hands-on work?
So basically, if I am talking about certifications, so a RedHat certifications, a different cloud GCP. So many certifications cost a lot. But the thing is, like, it depends on person to person. The thing is, like, not everyone can afford that particular kind of certification. So sometimes the coupon comes, like we have 50% off, like onto GCP, Azure, AWS. So for this, going with the 100%, 50% off works. But if you want to really showcase your skills, like I know this particular things, now how the people are going to judge you out, you know the skills. Okay, now here the certifications come into the play. Like Reddit certification costs something around 20K plus, so not every person can afford it. Okay, but the thing is, like I personally prefer you should go with the certification to showcase your skills. You know, okay, you are Reddit certified, these are the global recognition certificate which helps you to stand out. Okay, everyone knows the skills. Now suppose they are 10%, now they have to segregate onto the basis of your skills. So if you add a certification, the company is going to separate you out. Why? Because you have done the certifications means you are a valid person for this particular activity. So for sure, also in the kind of crowd for listing or for shortlisting person, I want this. Okay, if this person has certification, this has skills, this has projects, so certifications matter. But just try to go with those certifications which offer 50% off, some kind of coupons. Otherwise it costs a lot, and if you don't have budget, then just wait. Even companies also offers you, company also gives you the money for doing the certifications.
Okay. So certification matters. The question is answered. And like the certification should be paid, like worldly recognized, because we also know that some certifications are free on Coursera and like all the stuff. So are they of some worth or are they worthless?
No, they don't worth that much because every person can do. So you should be something about different. Okay, like if you're 100%, say 100 of people can do certification of Coursera, but the paid certification are done by most like minor people because those are proctored. They have some kind of difficulty level. You have to study very hard from them. Those certification test your skills. So Coursera certification doesn't matter into the market, but for your purpose, just for your learning, just for your learning purpose, you can just learn it out. But don't try to mention in your resume. It even I take the interview, so it's make worthless for me. Like why you are adding this? Like
Okay.
anyone can do this particular certifications.
Okay. So, like, final question about certifications from me. What would you rate a paid, globally renowned certification out of 10? Like, what will it help in your resume and interview?
See, like if I'm targeting for a Reddit companies, okay, if I'm in a cloud part, so it matters a lot in our cloud page. So out of 10, I would rate 8 because once you get experience, so it helps a lot by upgrading your skills. Okay, you have certifications, even for the freshers also, it separates you from the
Hmm.
crowd. Okay, this is going to help you out for this particular person. Have a great skill set. So everything matters over here.
Okay. So, like, last question on this. What's one thing you did differently in your applications or interviews that you think gave you an edge over the other candidates?
Okay, so whatever happens while giving the interviews, I used to get fail. Like if I'm not able to answer some kind of thing, so I just try to note down that particular points. Okay, I'm not able to answer. I just try to note on my weekend area. So I just try to work and I just try to make the better into the next interviews. Apart from this, I just try to boost up my communication skills because communication skills matters a lot. And while you are being interviewing, okay, like someone is asking the question, just try to make the interview in your own way. You should be like you are asking the question with the interviewer, not the your interviewer is asking the questions with you. So if you
Okay.
take the interview according to you, that is going to help you out. If you say like if you don't know the skills, so you should be like, okay, I don't know the skill, be true. If you are not true and you are like, okay, I'm good. No, if you are no, then go with the confidence matter into the interview. If you don't know, just tell them, okay, I don't know, but I'm going to learn quickly. There should be answerable points with you. You should be not get confused while answering those particular interview questions.
Okay.
So basically, your personality and your communication skills matter a lot in an interview, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let us come to your life that is going right now, your life at Red Hat. So, for students who have never heard the term before, what exactly is an OpenShift engineer and what does the role actually involve?
So if I talk about the OpenShift is basically a part of DevOps part. Okay, so in a DevOps, what generally happens? Suppose you have built a website, so you can't put that particular website onto a local machine. You want that particular website to be accessible by publicly into the world, like not on India. It should be like anywhere in Australia, in India, in Sri Lanka, any point of the world. So here the comes play of the cloud part. Now that while putting onto the cloud part, now second steps comes into the if you have updated something. Now we want without going downtime, without going our website down, we want everything should be up. We want everything should be there. Because we are Indians, we are human beings. We don't wait second for it. If something some kind of reel just stuck, we just push to another reel. So we want no latency, we want zero breakdown, zero downtime. So for this particular things, we have OpenShift where everything is going up. We are just making back of the scenes. We are just updating the pods. We have pods part. We have containers part. We are just back of the sign doing changes, and automatically those changes are going to see without going the downtime. Apart from this, what happens sometimes like suppose if you have heard about Amazon sales, right? So at the time of Amazon sales, a lot of public comes, right? So at that
Mm.
particular time might be the traffic go huge. Okay, at a 12 like at the
Okay.
so so if the peoples are coming, so it should be definitely go down, right? But at the time we are cloud
Yeah.
engineers, we are OpenShift engineer, we have to make the thing scalable. We have to add more servers. If that particular time goes down Amazon, so it is going to bad impact. No one's going to purchase the things. It will like, okay, Amazon is not good now, all this particular thing. But
Mm.
being as an OpenShift engineer, here the main works. Okay, you have to put everything onto a whole. Nothing should be goes down. Everything should be very flexible. And if you have seen while searching on Google, Google gives you result in milliseconds, 0.000 milliseconds. Why? Because we love this fast result. We have 5G. Because everything is faster, we want everything should be faster. So behind the scene, we are working on it. We are as an OpenShift engineer, we work on this particular securities part. Like if you want something should be shared, if you want something to be running smoothly, if you want to be in a very good way, faster way. So we are an OpenShift engineer. We used to handle and provide more reliable services.
Okay, so to compile in a word, the OpenShift engineers are like backbone of a system. Am I
Yeah,
right?
right.
Okay. So zooming out a bit, Red Hat, many have not, and I think there won't be a person who are in software field and won't have heard the name. So what image understanding in the tech industry, and it's like to be being part of that name?
Okay, so if we are talking about tech industry, you should start with your journey, like reading out the blogs, reading out the watching out the videos, like what's the trending into the market right now. That matters the most as of now.
No, okay. I want to ask that you are about the Red Hat company.
Okay,
Like, what's the image and like standing in the tech industry? Uh, okay, Red Hat get a big name for itself. Like everyone knows about Google, Red Hat, Microsoft. It's one of those big companies. So,
okay.
like, what do you feel about being part of that?
Okay, that for me, like it's basics now because company doesn't matter as of now. The society has just make the hype. You are working in a Google, you are working into the Amazon, you're working. The thing matter is nowadays like is the work culture. Okay, if you are unhappy while working at your workplace, that doesn't make sense. The first matter is your mental peace. Okay, well anywhere you are working, if you are working into a small firm, but that makes you happiness, that makes you the flexibility part, that matters a lot into the industries right now. But if I see for a perspective like Reddit, okay, the company is fine, but the main thing is like you should have a good working culture. Okay, if you have a toxic thing over
Okay,
there, that if you the things are not cooperating, that makes a toxicity that's affecting on your mental health, mental issue, then it doesn't make sense over here.
okay.
Now, the question everyone's really waiting for: how did you actually get the job at Red Hat? And walk us through what the process looked like for you.
Okay, so before like planning, before moving to the Reddit, I used to give a multiple interviews. Like I just talked about, we have Naukri portals, we have LinkedIn. I just used to start applying. Like we have to do cold emails, we have to work on resume first of all. You have to make your resume to be ATS. Like this is ATS score should be above 85%, 90%. You should be work on your projects that showcase your skills. Then apart from this, applying regularly basis. Okay, what generally happens, I got disappointed. Like if companies getting giving me call and they give some hope for the interview, just waiting, and we are like, okay, this company is not giving us the call, now what? So that time you should be like be prepared with your mind. Anything's going to happen. You might be rejected or you might be approved for the second round or first round, or anything's going to happen. So that time the mentality plays a virtual role. Like you should be happy. Anything happens, you have to give your best every day, every time. Like 100%. Okay, I'm giving up. I have to apply 30 companies a day. You should have a notebook and just applying. Okay, I have just done 20 emails. I've just applied 30 companies onto Naukri. I have like different platform. So you should be consistent, and then you will start getting the calls. You should be start writing the points, like what kind of calls are being, what kind of questions being asked by the companies, and just try to work on this particular things. Like you should have some kind of cheat sheets. Okay, on a one page, like okay, this company has asked all these particular things about OpenShift part, any kind of role you have been working. So before going for the interview, just go through for the 15 minutes. Okay, these are the main pointers, and you have to just answer this particular. So here, the Fort B rated, like I've been prepared for the multiple interviews. I've gone through around 20 interviews. So I've been prepared. Okay, I have to answer
Okay.
this question. I have to go through this question. So this is going to help me out then.
Okay. So, Bhaiya, we have points from the live chat. How should student use AI tools like ChatGPT without becoming overly dependent on them?
Okay, so what generally happen nowadays, we if you want to write some kinds of HTML code, so what we put write a HTML code like we used to Claude, we used to believe any AI tool. So rather than doing this particular things, we should start writing the code. Whenever we get stuck, we should just give that particular prompt. Okay, I'm just getting stuck. What kind of parameters, what kind of text should I use over there? So this is going to help them out. Okay, I'm getting this, so you should then use that particular knowledge over there and just try to troubleshoot, not fully dependent. Just troubleshoot, just use your make skills like small prompts. Just try to divide all this particular, just make the roadmaps. Okay, what the things should be planned according this.
Okay, so coming back to the life at Red Hat, the next question, okay, from now we know this was an off-campus placement, but while we are at it, how was your overall campus placement experience at LNCT? Fit for on-campus drives like everyone else, and overall experience.
Okay, so if I talk about overall, it was very good. Like I've been going through it with the different companies from on campus. I've been placed at Hexaware and I've been placed at Deloitte. But like I've been working on the cloud technologies, cloud platform. So I just started working with some kind of startups. Like it was basically a conscience aid. And if I talk about while preparing for the placement, we have to be very good into DSA part. And what generally happens, there's a shortlisting comes into the play. Then you just crack the company, and company gives you any role, like analytics role, someone Java developer, web developer. But I was very prepared from the day one. Okay, I have to not go to any random roles. I have to be a part only of a cloud developer only. So I've just started sitting into the company and I've just started giving the aptitude test, and we have to be learn aptitude. Then we have to very good at the Python. Okay, then TNP also used to give us some kinds of training classes also for the Python. Being a Python person, I used to learn Python from the training placement team. Then they used to some kinds of, we have booklet for the VMAT for the aptitude. Then the company used to come and we have to give the multiple tests for the DSS. So there were many opportunities. We used to sit and just go, and everything depends on to the then by your luck. If you get shortlisted, then well and good. If you not, then no worries. Just move ahead to another second company and let's see how the things work. But rather than it, just try to explore. Just try to make your skills more stronger on the behalf of learning with the placements.
Yeah, so you mentioned once you are selected for a role, like the company selects what role you are going to work for. Let's take an example. My resume is about machine learning and AI engineering. So I applied for a like take any company like Hexaware that you got. I got listed for Hexaware. So is there a possibility like I do not know Java? I know senses. Is there any possibility that they will give me a role of Java developer?
Yeah, so basically, it depends totally on the company to company internal projects. Okay, first of all, while you got selected for the company, they give it some kind of 3 to 6 months of training. Then they put you into any projects. Okay, at that particular time, you can't decide I want this particular project. They take some kind of references. They some do some kind of references, but it totally depends on them which kind of projects they have been running around. Suppose if they have project something around Salesforce. So if you know AI, if you know ML, that doesn't make sense. Okay, they will put you into
Okay.
those part because you've been selected for them. They have trained on that particular tools and technologies, and now you are going to work for Salesforce for them. So this makes it quite different by going with the on-campus placement.
Okay. Now moving on.
What skills do you think actually got you through the process and how did you build them? Was it courses, projects, certifications, or just hands on grind?
Okay, so for here, for me, like cloud is totally about the hands-on part. Okay, so we have to very good in the hands-on. We have to very good with the practical knowledge. Like while if someone is asking me any questions, so you should be very tricky. Okay, if this some kind of error is coming, why this error is coming, and you should be very good with the hands-on part. Certifications also matter. If you are going with certifications part, it should showcase your skills. You are a certified person, and even projects because while you're doing the hands-on, you get an idea from the projects. Okay, once you are good in the hands-on, you're going to create a multiple projects like integrating multiple technologies like app, web, then machine learning with the operations part. So hands-on matters a lot while you are preparing for the interviews, while you are making anything.
Okay, so we got another question from a live chat. Like for internships or jobs or any role, you must have a strong LinkedIn profile. So, how students can build a strong LinkedIn profile even without much work experience?
Okay, so for this, like you should continuously start posting some kind of content, like some kind of blog, whatever you are work learnings, whatever you are working. Start posting the blogs on Medium, and then Medium link just try to post on the LinkedIn. Then secondly, if you're making any kind of projects, just try to post that particular projects on your LinkedIn profile. Just try to make the connections who are working into the company. Just try to talk with them what exactly is going. Then thirdly, go to the multiple events, like there kind of multiple events happens into your city, into your country, into your city, like some kinds of GDSC events, some kinds of any event. Go there, just connect with the people, have a networking, and just try to post the pictures with them. We have attended all this particular thing. So just be active on your LinkedIn. Let's make a different person. Just try to open, just try to react what kind of things are being running into the market.
Okay, aside from LinkedIn, there's also GitHub. So, do companies really check GitHub projects or not?
Yeah, definitely. Like the company's project check, because for me, like I got rejected because I have not committed for last 2 to 3 months. So I got rejected. So GitHub actually matters. Whenever you prepare your resume, you always add a GitHub. Okay, you just check it out. The company, some companies check, but from in my case, like I was exceptional case, I can say. So my GitHub was been checked, and the rejection was because I have not done any kind of commit from last 2 to 3 months. So your GitHub ID should be very good. It should be something like you have a GitHub overview page. So that page should be look a cool. You should have a comment. You should have a project. So everything matters. GitHub also here.
So, your GitHub sheet should be like green always.
Yeah, not always green, but try to do a commit at least twice a week. Some kind of things. Have some kind of green. Green works over there.
Okay. So, coming to day now, what does an average day at work actually looks like? Like we know you remote work for RedHat, and try to explain in a language that even non-tech student can follow.
Okay, so like if I talk about my work journey, been working as a Reddit, right? Just
Okay.
want to know. Okay, so what generally happens if I'm a tech person? So we have some kinds of morning sync ups call. We just talk about what all those things we have to work. We just wake up and we just got to know. Okay, we have some kind of this issue. We have to solve this particular issue. So we have a team, and we got to know we have some kind of deployments. Then after meeting that done, we have internal meeting. That first of all, the meetings is like where the every person, every team members come. Then we have second internal meeting, only the deployments and only the OpenShift engineers meeting. There we decide about every each and role work. Okay, we have got a task. Now we divide every one person task. Okay, you are going to solve this issue. You are going to work on this particular deployment. Then after then we have in the evenings we have a sync ups call. Then what kind of done issue work is done, and what kind of issues been facing. Then we again sit together, we try to resolve out. Then after we have around 6:30, 7 p.m. we have again sync up call regarding updates what all the things been work. So this is basically meetings, and we in between things we have been working. If some kind of issue comes up, we again get into a meetings and just get to resolve out. We sit in a team, we just try to work on the new technologies, what kind of technologies we can implement over day-to-day lives.
Okay, to follow up on that question, like, can you give an as an example, like recently you have worked on any issue or something, the most easiest, way, like a non, like, first of all, we most of us are not like DevOps person, so we can also understand like something happened like that.
Okay, so what generally happened recently, we were not able to log into the GitHub ID. So what generally happens, like we have at the rate gmail.com. So for that particular things, we were using at the rate Gmail. Like for that, we have just missed a, and we were just continuously on the troubleshooting what to do, why it is not able
Okay,
to log in. So sometimes silly errors happens. But if I talk about technical trait, it comes around like something goes down, some kind of 404 error, 502 errors. Then first when we sit down, we try to examine logs like what is happening. This then going to technical, it makes. But But recently, like this GitHub error comes into play. Sometimes password gets expired. So there's minimal, small errors.
Okay, so moving forward, Ritika.
Sir, can you give us an example of a project you have worked on recently and what you did to add real value to it?
Okay, so recently we have worked with the Nokia. Like if you have heard about Nokia company. So we have a working with the Nokia company projects for their upgradation activities. Like we have some kind of different versions, and we were upgrading to upgraded version. So for the upgraded versions, like we should have daily like monitoring, everything is working fine, nothing should goes down with the upgradation activities, checking the daily parameters, and just checking with the all go through like day-to-day activities. Like suppose something has been placed up, we have launched the website, so the website should not goes down while doing the upgradations activity. Something is coming, so you should post into the groups and you should update to your colleagues all these things.
Okay, so that was about it, the Red Hat being the like most experience. So let's about come about what got you into Red Hat, like skills, hackathon, and speaking. So my question will be, you be Smart India Hackathon finalist, okay, and you speak at technical event to the packed rooms. Does this confidence to stand in the front of an audience come naturally, or it is something that you build over time?
No, it get over the time. In starting, it was also fearable for me, but like I used to get like this like some kinds of online meetups, like online meetings. Nothing is naturally. You have to be just try to learn from every mistakes. Like first time, it was I was also fearful, like what is going to happen, what is generally happen. But second time, bit confident. Then third time, bit confidence. So every time, it's a learning for you. So like some kind of I used to grab the opportunity, like representing some kind of projects from college, like giving attending SIH. So in SIH we have Smart India Hackathon, so we have to represent projects to our mentors, what kind of thing. So some just I just try to participate into a leadership role, where I have to explain to our teachers, where I have to explain to my colleagues, okay, what generally happens. So sometimes small skills at different places are going to matters. Like suppose you guys are hosting right now. See, while standing on a speaker or on a stage, you are fine now. Okay, I know this how I'm going to talk with that particular person. So here, every building, like you have just a building a brick by brick. Okay, at the college time, you are just learning. Yeah, I'm just having this session. I'm going to present. So everything is going to help you out. This particular part.
Okay, so talking about your experience, has any blunder that you remember, like something you did, you haven't, and it just happened, things went to shit. Anything like that happened ever?
No, like I don't remember as such of now, but might be happened. But like I'm a person who just believe in God's plan and just if anything is happening, so just okay, let it go. Not take a refresh, and start from zero again.
Okay.
So you go with the flow. You
Yeah,
go
I
as
just
the thing happens.
Yeah, definitely. If you stuck on something, then it is going to destroy you. Okay, if you are not giving daily, if you are not consistent, if you are not disciplined, okay, it is going to then destroy you. If you are just going with the flow, okay, whatever happens, I have to do this particular work. It's my work. It's my duty. Like we generally say, na, just karam karo. Okay, what we do, just हम हमारा कर्म करते हैं. If anything is going to happen, it is going to happen. It's not in your hands.
So moving ahead, what's one skill you underestimated as a student that turned out to be far more important on your job?
Okay, so that time, like I might say AI was started and AI part, like integrating with the AI part. So after COVID, it just started. Okay, my colleges wasn't being between the COVID part. This started. I was like, if I started again into the career in AI part, so I might be at some another place. But again, I just spoke like I just found some more interesting into the cloud part and more about securities also. If I just learn about securities like hackings, so that also makes a difference. It is not going to never dead because securities matter. So like AI and securities might be my second choice if I am not a cloud part moving ahead.
Okay. So, you mentor students at GSC as well. Okay. So, what's the one thing you notice that separates students eventually get placed or those who just keep waiting for the right time?
No, the thing is like whatever you get opportunity, just grab it, whether it's right or it's wrong. What generally happens is students wait for the right opportunity to come. Okay, I'm not going to do this job. So I just feel like it doesn't make sense. If you have right now opportunity, just grab it, just work from it. Parallelly, you can start applying. You can't just stop. Okay, I have just got the job. I'm not going to apply. No, whatever you are getting, just grab it. Just grab all those particular studies, learnings from that part, and parallelly you can do the multiple things. Okay, suppose you have work now, it's time to switch, you can just switch. But for me, like, I just give suggestion to everyone, whatever opportunities is getting, speaking, learning, job opportunity, just grab it and just start doing it anyhow, whether it's paid or unpaid, doesn't matter, you are just getting the learnings.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that question, like paid and unpaid internships.
Right.
So, should we do unpaid internship? Like I have done one unpaid internship, but now I always think like one is enough. Now I need a paid one. Like how to tackle that?
Okay, so same thing happens with me. Like I used to always run for the money. Like I always want money because being in a college friend, we need extra income for our extra like things. So for these particular things, but I believe sometimes this unpaid internships also gives us a knowledge like to double your income into the future. Okay, whatever you are going to learn in this particular unpaid internships, like suppose some kind of real time projects, so while you work into the paid part, while you are applying for some kind of job, so that skills, that learnings are going to double your income. Suppose you are applying for the 5 lakhs, then by chance if they are get impressed by your knowledge, so might they do a package like 8 lpa, 10 lpa. So learnings are never waste. It is now going to help, or it is now either going to help you into the future. So whatever you are getting, just try to grab it and just try to learn it at all times.
Okay, like one last question related stuff. We all know that when we apply on LinkedIn and Unstop, etc., there are lots of internship companies that accept our letter and then say like pay us a sum of like 1500 and then you will get internship. And as we all know, these are the odd ones that doesn't matter. So how find a genuine ones that matter for our resume and career?
No, like only genuine matters. Like never go into that particular trap. Like just pay 1,500 or 2,000. It doesn't make sense because they need you. Okay, you don't need them. Okay, so don't pay for anything. Don't pay for any kind of courses. Don't pay for the learning. Okay, you have this month, like you have lots of sources on your YouTube, lots of sources on multiple places. So don't pay off for anything into the life until and unless you're just paying for the colleges. Okay, if you have, want to learn some kind of cloud, if you want to learn some kind of DevOps, so there you will get lots of resources, lot of learnings. And if someone is saying just give me 2,000 rupees, I will just put you on a job, I will give you a job. So no, this doesn't make sense. You have to always go with the free part. If company is paying to you for your work, then that only makes sense nowadays.
Okay, that's wonderful. So let's come to the roadmap. Like you have shared your journey with us, and the roadmap without boredom. Ritika, continue.
So, sir, if a second or third year student today wants to build a profile like that of yours, what should the next 6 months actually look like? And we need step by step roadmap, but keep it clear.
Okay, sure. So first of all, just start learning the things. Okay, so if you're looking for the cloud part, so just try with the like there's some technologies like Linux. Okay, then moving to Linux, we have Dockers, we have AWS clouds. Okay, we have Kubernetes. So there's a lots of technologies. Just try to use the AI over here. Now you guys are very smart. You can just use the AI. What's the roadmap for the DevOps part? Apart from this, just try to build up the projects also, because for the 6 months if you're preparing, the projects also matter. While learning the tools and technologies, so you should parallelly start building the projects, parallelly start building the resume. Just try to reach out with your seniors, what exactly the market is all about, what exactly the market is asking, what are tools and technologies are been there. Just try to look for the JDs. JDs are nothing but job descriptions of the companies. Okay, what the exactly companies are been asking for. So just try to go through all these particular things and start applying. Okay, in the 6 months of period, start applying, and whatever where if you're going for the interview, whatever you lack, okay, you are lacking some kind of tools and technologies, so just try to write down, write down this particular topics and try to learn all these particular things. Okay, so if I just have a small conclusion, just go with the roadmaps. The roadmaps are going, you will get on YouTube a detailed roadmap, what exactly tools and how to learn these tools within how many days. Okay, so everything is going to get onto a YouTube or some kinds of AI part. Then apply, like just build up your resume, build up your LinkedIn's, because LinkedIn's is going to matters. Build up your connections, seniors, and that's it. And but once you start going, you will get a lot of things between this road plan.
Okay, where there's a question from the live chat. You told us about resume and ATS system. So, what project should someone work on to improve their resume ATS?
Okay, so ATS is generally a score checker only. That doesn't makes about it's not about your projects, what the projects mean. But if I talk about projects, but the project should be some kind of integrated projects. Okay, the integrated projects I talk about, like integrating with the two to three technologies. Okay, that makes sense because nowadays, if I talk, if you also know, full stack, 100 of people know. If you are working with the full stack with the cloud, that makes a different person. But at my time, it was like if you know only front end part, that makes a sense. But between, you should know the front end and back end. Okay, now it's like front end, back end plus cloud. Okay, so the thing is like you should make a integrated two to three technologies project that makes a different part. And once you're going with the ATS score checker, ATS score checker is going to help out some of the words. What is the score you are getting for the resume? It's check all over resume. Just try to add your skills. Just try to add your projects. Just try to add your college where you are experiencing. So it's not focused on the projects, or it's focused on to all your resume.
Okay, so one another question from the live chat at itself. How should students approach professionals on LinkedIn without sounding like they only want referrals and do not care about else?
Okay, so for this particular things, you can just have a warm message like, "Hey, sir," like because if you're just connecting and just directly ask for a referral, that doesn't make sense. Just first connect with them, have a 5 to 6 days. After 5 to 6 days, you can just ask them, "Okay, hi sir, like I just found this openings in your company. Can you please refer me? And this is my resume." Okay, so just don't directly go and just connect and just writing a message. Just send the connections. Then after 5 to 6 days, just put a message for them. I just connected you before 5 to 6 days, and I'm just getting this particular thing and more customized way. Like everyone is smart now, so like we have Gemini, we have integrated AI, so it is going to more customize the things. We have to just give the prompts there. Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a little bit of quick fire round. Like we have many things. So I would ask you some questions, and you have to choose out of one of them option and explain us why is that. Okay. So the first should be cloud or DevOps,
Cloud, definitely.
and why is that? Because you love cloud systems and you work on that. Is that right?
I just love the cloud because I love the rains also when it's cloudy. So if I talk about in other ways, I love the rain. So I always a cloudy person. So it's always a cloud.
Yeah. So cloud it is. So the next one goes to certifications or projects. Which one should you do first?
Projects matters.
Okay. Internship or open source contribution?
I can say both. Like both matters over here. Open source also and internships also, but more towards the internships because not everyone can do the open source contributions, but more towards the internships.
Okay,
And
coming
so, what
to open source. Yeah, yeah, Bridget, continue.
what would you rate more in your resume, your internship or any hackathon?
Internships definitely.
Okay.
Okay, so one last rapid fire question. Like not rapid fire. We talked about open source here. So many of the students know about internships, but do not know about open source. Would you like to throw light on that?
Okay, sure. So basically, open source is all about like we have some kind of GitHub. Like there's a fest comes into the October. where like I'm a person, like I'm just contributing on the GitHub. It happens on the GitHub, and we have some kind of problem solutions. Okay, so in open source, you have to contribute, and then you have to fix that particular error into the open source part. Suppose some kind of errors like any errors comes into the play. So open source is like you have many multiple projects. You can work on that particular projects and just help out figuring out to deployment or to solve that particular bug or fix that particular bug.
Okay.
So, what's one myth about cloud or DevOps careers you would like to bust for students right now?
Okay, so like basic cloud or DevOps, I can say it's a future for everyone. Every company just needs, just try to go. And I'm not saying just work on it, but just try and explore it. You will always get to know what exactly cloud is. I never force anyone for getting like just work on these technologies. Just go there and just try to explore out. You will learn a lot of things.
Okay, like for the next question from the live chat, how to act for job or internship as a fresher in this AI era, and also how to improve communication, like jobs and internships. Okay, but we also do some interview and like communication should be on top of that. So like first we should cover how to get internships and opportunities in this AI era, and then about communication.
Okay, so for the internships AI era, I just talk about there's a one company named like Outlier. Outlier AI just helps into the going with the AI part. Then for the AI part, just try to go with the Naukri. In the Naukri, you have a search bar. Just try to put the AI, and on the LinkedIn also you can if you have a search bar. Just try hashtag AI. So where you are applying, just try to use the AI term over there. You will get the AI opportunities, and just try to apply the AI opportunities as much more. Okay, if I'm applying for a job, I only apply for job with DevOps only cloud only. So every portal has their own search keyword for separating. If you're applying for the AI, if you want for the front end, so just apply for to the AI part. You will get lots of opportunity. Just read out the GD, what is exactly they're asking, and make JD according to it. Make your resume according to it.
Okay, and now coming to the communication part, like how to improve your communication skills and like how much it matter in the field.
Okay, in the field, like you should be communication. If the communication is 1920, but that's matter is how confidence you are, the how confidence you are giving the answer. And if I talk about communication, the communications comes under the by just having communicating. Like you can just read out some kind of books, you can just read out the blogs, like a newspaper. Just reading out the things also helps you out. But just try to interact with the peoples and just try to go for the look for the English movies. Just learn. See the TEDx. So by watching learnings, this makes you more confident into the English part than by giving you interview. This will help you out how to give the interview, what exactly questions to be answered.
Okay, slides for wrapping up, uh, two or three more questions. Uh, any advice you for students who feel they have started too late? Like for example, now we are coming into third year and like some of us are like really scared right now because like the end is. For an instance, take an example, a student who have not learned much, like he has been playful for first and second year. What would you advise him?
Okay, so I should advise like it's never too late to start. Like no one is ready. If you want to start, there's no time limit. There's no age limit. If you want to start, just start your journey. Whatever you feels like you are confident to learn this particular AI part. If you're confident to learn with the cloud part, just start learning. Don't think and waste out your time. Just try to shift your focus. Okay, if you're just thinking I have to start, I have to do no, this is no time limit. Just start the things and just focus on your placements part and just try to work parallelly. Like you should be a multitasker in this particular piece. Okay, while learning, you should apply. While applying, you should build up your LinkedIn. You have to look over the market, what the market is asking. So you should more dedicatedly work on this particular part on your skills part. But if I would say no one is late, like anyone can start at any time, and you will always end to a good job if you have a doing with a purely hearted, you're just doing hard work. God never stops you to pay. hard work always pays off. Just do, and you will get to the points.
Okay, so before closing the session, like I would just like to ask you about the advice you would like to give us, your juniors, your and like who all wants to be in the field as a senior, as a mentor, and as an expert in the field. Like, what should you want to share? Like, you can share anything you want.
Sure. So I just try to say, give one simple advice. Just try to believe in God's plan first of all. If whatever the peoples are doing, don't distract yourself, because there's a hundred of peoples. Anyone will be doing anything. Just take on your plans, whatever you plans have. Just try to do multiple things. Just try to do multi purpose. You should be like, I can do this, I can do this. Just try to flexible into all your areas. Just don't stick on a simple part, and just try to don't distract. Like if something is giving you distraction, just remove and just try to focus on your career. Just make money, because at the end money only matters. And just believe in the God's plan. That's like my gender is like, I just always believe in God plan. Whatever happens, it is going to happen.
Yeah, so God's plan it is. Like for closing, I would call Ritika for the closing statement.
So, Chayan Bhaiya, this was such an energizing conversation. Thank you for being so open about your journey, the internships, the pivots, and where you have landed today.
So, on the behalf of Club and the Training and Placement Department of LNCT, we thank Chayan Deokar Bhaiya for joining us today. And a special thanks to Anuj sir and Pushpang sir for their continuous guidance and encouragement, and Training and Placement Department for making this section possible.
Thank you everyone for being such a great audience. Stay curious, stay consistent, and keep chasing the next opportunity. Until the next episode of Corporate Gupshup, have a great day, everyone.